Alright guys, in the last video we created our boilerplate for InfoFinder and we just added the logo up here. Now what we want to do is start to work on the form. Alright, so let's go ahead and we can see we're including search form. So let's go to that search form JS file and we're going to just add in some form tags. Okay, and we're using Bootstrap, so we're going to use all the classes. Oops. Remember to use class name. So this will be form group. Okay, and inside here we'll have a label. We'll say search for something. Okay, and then we're going to put an input. Type is going to be text, and we're going to give it a class name of form control, which is another Bootstrap class, and give it a ref attribute with text as the value. Alright, make sure you do the ending slash or you'll get an error. So the next thing, we're going to add to this form tag right here. We're going to have to add a handler. So we'll say on submit is going to equal this dot search text. And for this form, I'm also going to give it a class name of well, which will give it a gray background. Alright, so that should be the form. Let's go ahead and save it just to see if it shows up. Okay, so there's our form. That looks pretty good considering the small amount of code we've written. And what we want to do now is when we submit this form, we want it to run that search text function. So we're going to go under the render here and we'll say search text, and that's going to be a function. Okay, we're going to pass in the event, and then we're just going to prevent default. Alright, and then what we'll do is create a variable called search, set that to be an object, and then text is going to have the value of the input. We can get it with this dot refs dot text dot value, and then we can add on dot trim to clean it up a little bit. All right, and then finally we just want to call an action. So we're going to say app actions dot search text, and then we can pass in search. Alright, and that's it. So let's save it, and let's see, you know what, just to check and make sure everything's working, I'm going to do console.log, and we'll just say submitted. Okay. Oops. Might not have kicked in yet. Let me just reload this. Alright. App actions. Okay, so it's still not saved. Alright, let's save it again. Alright, good. So we're getting submitted down here. So let's just undo that, put it back how it was. Okay, we'll save that. Now what we need to do is go to our actions. So appactions.js, and we want a function called search text. In here we're going to put in text. Okay, and then what we'll do is, let's say, app dispatcher dot handle view action. Okay, and then we're going to pass in there a couple things. We need the action type, and the action type is going to be app constants dot search text. We'll create that in a second, and then we just want to pass along text. Actually, you know what? Instead of text, since it's the object itself, let's pass in search. Okay, we'll go here, search. Alright, so now let's go to our constants file. Okay, we're just going to add search, text. Search text. Alright, I think that's right. So we'll save that, close it up, and then what we'll do is go to the App Store and go down to the bottom here, and then in our switch statement we're going to create a case, and we'll say app constants, app constants dot search text, and then we're going to we need to do a couple things. We need to interact with the API, so let's say app API dot search text, and then we want to pass in action dot search. Alright, and then what we also want to do is set a state that's going to include whatever the user typed in. Alright, we'll do that with a function called set search text. So that's going to be an App Store function. So set search text, and we're also going to pass in action.search. Alright, and then we need to do our emit, so appstore.emit, and that's going to take in change event, and then finally we need to break. Alright, so setting the search text is really easy, so let's go do that first up here. Okay, so we'll say set search text, and that's going to be a function. Okay, and then that's going to take in search, which is the object, and then we're going to say underscore search text is going to equal search dot text. Alright, and let's initialize search text up here as well. Anything that's going to be a state you should initialize up here. Alright, and you should also put an underscore at the beginning here. Alright, so next thing, we need to deal with the API, but I think we'll go ahead and do that in the next video.